Okay, so, hello. Welcome sa una nating statistics session, no? Yung statistics is like math din, pero hindi siya masyadong ma-equations, hindi siya masyadong ma-algebra. More on numbers nga siya, data lang, no? So, depende sa inyo, baka ito, you might find it fun to do or easier to do than your regular math, no? Kasi nga, puro numbers siya, no? And, ang kinaganda, I hope na nagdala kayo ng calcio ngayon kasi we're going to utilize your calculator today. As in, sobra talaga. Magugulat na lang kayo. Paano? Um, Sige. Tapos, okay. Game. Um, Sige, wait lang ha. Present a window. Teka, sorry ah. Okay, game. Eto. There we go. Yan. So, ayan. So, statistics. Ayan. Introduction muna tayo. Pero, marami tayong gagawin ngayon, no? This is going to be warning na lang. Baka may information overload ito. Ang didiscuss natin today is entirely the first quarter na. Kasi lahat naman sila pwedeng pagsamasamahin. No? Sige, let's start with the basic terminologies, no? Siyempre, statistics. Statistics is the science of conducting studies to collect, organize, summarize, analyze, and draw conclusions from data. So aside from the fact na siguro, alam nyo, statistics is more on data collection lang, ganun. Pero in fact, the process of analyzing it, making conclusions from it, making predictions from it, ano na yun, statistics na rin yun. Yung mga data science, ayun, subset yun ng statistics, if you've heard of that. So, definition of terms. Nauna, variable is the characteristic or attribute that can assume different values. Then, yung data ay yung measurement na nakukuha natin, no? Okay. So, try mo, ako muna ito. Saan yung variables dito? Ayan. Yung mga ganyan statement, ganyan kahaba yung nakikita nyo. Sige, variables daw. So, let's see. A study conducted at... sorry? At Manatee Community College revealed that students who attended class 95 to 100% of the time usually received A in the class. Yung mga 80 to 90% daw, B or C lang. Yung mga attended class, less than 80% received a D or eventually withdrew from the class. So, what can we assume? So, kung makikita natin, yung mga kinukuha, di ba, is yung mga kinukuhang, yung mga value, yung mga parts na may value is yung attendance, di ba? 95 to 100%, tsaka yung grade, di ba? So, yun ang mga variables natin. Yun lang, ganun lang kasimple. Tsaka malalaman nyo naman agad din, no? Yung data dito is yung syempre yung kung ito mismo, ito yung data, 95 to 100%, kung how many times he attends class. Tapos ito rin data rin yan, kung ano yung grade niya mismo, no? Okay, sige. Ano pa? Population and sample. Population is lahat talaga. Example, Philippines. O population, example, we're doing SWS survey sa mga kandidato sa election sa Pilipinas. Yung buong Filipino people, sila yung population. Yung sample, siguro pumili na ako ng 100, sila yon. Ayun, no? Kitang-kita naman sa figure natin. Yan. So, identify natin yung population and sample from the study. Ako muna. Okay. Study of 250 of the patients admitted to Philippine Heart Center. Ayan. So, if I were to look at this, 250. Yun yung sample natin. Yung population natin ay lahat ng patients na na-admit sa Philippine Heart Center. Yun, ganun na kasimple. Sige, ito naman, kayo guys, ano yung population and sample natin dito? Sa number 2.
3,000 students po.
Ano yung 3,000, yung population?
Yung population.
Okay. Tapos, ano yung sample?
300 students.
Yun, tama. Ayun, you get it. Good job. Yun lang, ganun lang kasimple. Areas in statistics, no? Descriptive statistics consists of the collection, organization, summarization, presentation of data. Yung inferential statistics, ayan, no? In-underline ko yung mga importanteng tandaan. Generalization, estimates, relationships among variables, saka making predictions. Itong descriptive, as in, sinasabi mo lang kung ano yung data mo. Yun lang siya. Pag inferential, gumagawa tayo ng prediction. Sige, ako muna. Ito, average price was, teka, let's see Okay, tama ako. Oh, average price, di ba? Yun na sinabi niya, average price is $1.9 million. Wala na siya ibang ginawa. Ito, descriptive ito. Yan, descriptive yan. Ito kaya, tingin nyo guys, number 2. Descriptive inferential statistics.
Descriptive.
Tingnan ano ulit sabi ko tungkol sa descriptive or inferential statistics. Kapag inferential, nagpe-prediction tayo, nag-estimate tayo. Basahin natin ng mabuti It predicts. Ayun
Inference.
yun, inferential dapat. Tama. Ayun. Okay. Sige, itong number 3 kaya.
Descriptive.
Hindi. Basahin niyo ulit mabuti. Ay, wait. Oo. Hindi. Sige, basahin niyo ulit. Ito. Sige. Ito kasi. Okay, may report, di ba? May report tayo. May report tayo, no? This is the claim, no? This is the claim. So, kasi pag sa research or sa formal report, I mean, if you're going to encounter this in upper years, ayan, it sets an uncertainty, no? Ito, hindi niya to nagawa kung hindi siya, kumbaga, ito yung study na totoo. Kaya lang, gumamit siya ng statistics and nalaman niya to. Okay? This is a different conclusion. Pansin niyo yan. Kaya siya inferential. Gumawa siya ng prediction about some people. Ayun. Yung number 4, obviously, 55%. Sinabi niya lang. So, descriptive ito. Ayan. I highlighted yung mga important words. Okay? Sige. Next. Variables and data. Okay, ito, medyo marami ito. Okay, so variables can be divided into qualitative and quantitative. Yung quantitative can be further divided into discrete or continuous variables. So let's start with the first one, no? Qualitative, categorical. Basta yung keyword dito, ano siya, according to a characteristic or attribute, hindi siya it's something na we don't count. Yun, parang ganon. Right? Something we don't measure. Ayun, that's one more thing one more clue to distinguish between qualitative and quantitative variables. Quantitative variables naman, ayun nga, sabi ko, counted or measured. Height, weight, age, number of cars, temperature, grades, depende pa yon. Kasi kung 'di ba merong grades na A, B, C, D, E, F, G, ayun, qualitative yun. Pero pag yung GWA, ayan, quantitative yun. Sige. Variables and data, ito. Discrete or continuous naman. Discrete variables consists of a finite or countable number of values. Kumbaga, walang decimal most of the time. Ayun, tama nga ako. Most of the time, whole number parate. Yeah, number of students, gender, number of genders, number of courses, gano'n. Then yung continuous, sila yung sila yung, sila yung sabi ko, okay, continuous, sila yung nabimeasure. Okay? Most of the time. Distance, weight, volume, kasi di ba yung height pwedeng 6, 5, 6 feet, or kaya 5'6.5", 5'6.25". Ako nga height ko 5'7.5" eh. Ayun. So, wala siyang fixed interval, bale. Okay, sige. Let's try this, ha? Identify if qualitative or quantitative. Tapos kapag quantitative yung variable, further classify as discrete or continuous. Number 1, tingin nyo.
Quantitative po na discrete.
Tama. Okay. Number 2. Number 2 naman. Sige. What about number 2 naman? Okay, sige ako muna. Yung cafeteria dish preferred by PSI students, that is, kasi cafeteria dish, di ba? Siguro yung ajisaki, o kaya yung imas, o kaya si Colais, no? Yun. Pag pwedeng hiwa-hiwalay yun, category lang yun. So, qualitative, yun. Yung number 3, speed of a car on the highway.
Quantitative po na continuous.
Tama. Okay, you get it. Good job. Number 4, annual income. Money. What do you think? Is money discrete or continuous? Tingin nyo. Ay, sinabi ko ng quantitative, no? Sige. Basta, yung susunod, what do you think? Yung income of high school teachers.
Discrete po ba?
Hindi. Kasi, yung money, di ba, yan? Yung iba may decimal point, yung iba may... Di ba? I mean, tumingin lang kayo sa bangko eh. Grabe yung daming susunod-sunod na decimal place, di ba? So, yon. Ano siya? Continuous siya. Okay, next. Jersey number ng NBA players.
Quantitative po na discrete.
Yes, tama. Tama yun. Okay, next. Performance rating of employees. Ayan. Just as shown there. What do you think?
Qualitative.
Yes, tama. Qualitative siya. Next, score in the math entrance test. Okay, sige. I'll finish the last three now kasi we're running out of time. Scored the math entrance test. Ano siya? Discrete siya. Yan, kasi, ah, kumbaga, sa mga test naman natin, di ba? Wala namang basta-basta decimal, di ba? So, it's not infinite in a way. Nabibilang natin siya. Nationality of college students. Nationality, qualitative syempre. And ito lastly, breast cancer as type 1, 2, 3, 4. Diba, para ma-categorize yon into those, hindi porket may number sa category, quantitative agad yon. Ito kasi, depende sa severity ng cancer mo, anong category yung mapupunta sa'yo. Kaya siya nagiging type 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sige. Levels of measurement. Ito naman, something different ito sa kanina. Okay, nominal classifies data into mutually exclusive categories in which no order or ranking can be imposed on the data. Yan, gender, religion, zip codes. Sample. Ordinal, kapag nararank yung mga data mo. Yan, example, first honors, second honors. Yung sa G1 natin, uno, 1.25, 1.5, di ba? Kapag uno, mas mataas yun kaysa sa 1.25. Kapag 1.5, mas mataas yun sa 1.75. Parang ganon. Okay? Sorry. Interval. No meaningful zero. Anong sabihin nito? Okay. And 0 degrees Celsius. Ano ba yung 0 degrees Celsius, no? May nararamdaman pa rin tayo. Di ba? Ang 0 degrees Celsius is just freezing temperature. Mayroong negative na temperature. Parang ganon. Yung IQ, I'm not sure about this, pero alam ko merong may 0 IQ eh. Doesn't mean na bobo siya, ganon. Pero, basta may ibig sabihin yon. Okay? Ratio. Ito, yung most of the I hope you see the difference, no? Okay, so, ayun, same variable is measured onto different members of the population and mako-compare mo sila talaga. Example, height. Ako, 5'8", siya 5'9". Diba? Tapos, okay, sorry. Wait. Ayun, naalala ko na. Wait! Ranks data raw, di ba? Wait. Mas mabigat ako sa kanya kasi 180 pounds ako, siya 160 pounds. Basta ito yung main defining characteristic, no? Kapag 0 yung weight ako, I don't exist. Kapag 0 yung age ko, I don't exist. Kapag 0 yung height ko, wala ako dito dapat. Parang ganon. Okay? 1 to 5 lang tayo. Number 1, ranking of a tennis player.
Ordinal po.
Yes, tama. Final grade in a course. What do you think? Final grade in a course. Sinabi ko na to kanina.
Ordinal.
Yes, tama. Next, score sa final exam. What do you think?
Ordinal din po ba? Kasi
Kasi,
pag marang.
hindi. Hindi siya simpleng ganun eh. Kasi, ano to eh, score on the final exam. Paano kaya to? How do I explain this?
So ratio po. Ratio.
Ayun na yun,
Kasi
ratio.
kapag zero ka, may yan.
Yun, tama. Tama. Ayun. That's it. Kumbaga, itong final grade kasi, ano siya eh, hindi naman siya, hindi siya number, gets nyo? Kumbaga, di ba na, yung grade sa course is 96, 97, 98. Yun yung ratio. Itong final grade in course, 1.0, 125, 1.5, di ba ano yan? Katumbas yun nung nakuha mong grade sa exam or sa course mo. Kaya siya naging ordinal. Ayun, naalala ko na. Kumbaga, ito, categorical pa rin to. Ito yung mismo yung score mo. Diba? Eh, depende sa score mo, maka-convert natin into this, tsaka natin mararank yung mga students. Okay, account numbers of the clients of Metrobank.
Nominal.
Yes, tama. Kasi itong account na to, sa akin to, wala naman siyang significant, ibig sabihin. Lastly, ocean temperature at 7 beaches.
Interval.
Yes, tama, interval. Kasi temperature, sinabi ko na. Ayan. Mali ito, sorry. Ordinal dapat yan. Okay. Experimental variables. We won't do this too much na kasi I'm sure alam nyo na to sa IS. Independent variable, kung ano yung manipulate. Dependent variable, affected sa pag-manipulate ng variable na yon. Compounding variable, baka may epekto, pero hindi siya independent or hindi siya dependent, no? Sige, let's give an example. I'm studying the effect of social media sa grades ng isang PSI student. Okay. Independent variable doon, syempre, how much you use social media. Dependent variable is yung grade ng estudyante. Kasi nga, that's what we're studying, di ba? We're studying the effect of social media on the grades of students. Confounding variable. Example, di ba, sa study lang natin, ang ginawa lang natin is social media and grades. Yung tulog ng bata. Yun, confounding variable yon. Kasi, di natin in-account sa study natin. Okay. Data presentation. Maraming ways how to do this. Kaya lang, common sense naman siya. Legit. Kasi bar graph, pie graph, yung mga ganun na, kaya na yun. We're just going to practice that pagdating sa problem set discussion natin on this topic, which is the next statistics lesson natin next week, na? Okay, sige. Pero ito, don't be overwhelmed ba? Marami to. Ito yung homework ko sa inyo later. I'll give this to you. Ito, gusto ko talaga matutunan nyo to. So, gagawin ko siyang homework for you. Mamaya, I'm going to tell you. Pero ito, as of now, makinig na lang muna kayo sa akin ng mabuti on how to do this. Okay, qualitative data presentation. Categorical frequency distribution ang gagamitin natin. Kumbaga, we're just discussing yung mga tabular methods. Kasi yung mga graphic methods, kayang-kaya nyo yun. We're going to do that in our problem set discussion. Okay, ano yung mga parts doon? Classes or categories? Kumbaga, ano mismo yung categories? We'll see later. Tally. We'll see later. Frequency. Kung ilan kung ako ng study, favorite subjects ng mga grade 9 students. Kung yung mga classes natin, yun yung bio, chem, physics. Yung frequency, kung ilan yung bio, ilan yung chem, ilan yung physics. Ganon. Relative frequency and percentage frequency over the total number of respondents in your study. No? Sige, we'll discuss here. Ito, 25 Army inductees were given a blood test to determine their blood type. The data set is given below. Construct a frequency distribution for the data. Ito na. Make a table. So, ito parati yung template. Don't worry. Ito parati yun. Tapos, lagyan natin yung mga classes. Blood types to, di ba? So, A, O, B, tsaka AB lang yan. based on the data. Hindi na natin sinama yung A minus, B minus, B plus, diba? Okay, next, tally. What do you mean by tally? As in, literal, bibilangin mo. Ilan yung A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan, 5. Oh, bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mali ako ng tally. Sorry. Dapat, ano yan? Dapat 9 yan. Next. B. Napagbaliktad ko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Baliktad to baliktad. Sorry. Ayusin ko na. Teka. Wait lang guys ha. Okay, sige, game. Ayan. A, B. Ayan, bilangin ko lang. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Tapos count natin yung tallies. Madali na yan. 5. Tapos pag binilang natin yan lahat. Ayan. 5, 7, 9, 4, 25. Next. Sorry guys ha. Nagkakalito-lito to eh. Basta, yung B, yung 7. Ito yung O. No? Okay. Relative frequency. Frequency over the total. 0.20. Calculate nyo na lang. 5 over 25, 0.20. 7 over 25, 0.28. 9 over 25, 0.36. 4 over 25, 0.16. Get the percentages. Multiply by 100 lang. Then there we go. Importante parati na ang sum ay 1, tsaka dito ay 100% na naman. Para malaman natin kumpleto yung data natin. Yan. Nagets ba guys? Nagets ba yung paggawa nun? Nagets ba?
Apa.
Okay, sige. Practice na lang on your own sa homework nyo, no? I'll give it later kasi mas important yung mga calculations regarding this. Next. Ito, quantitative data presentation. Ito na, medyo maraming stuff dito. Ito lang, some terms and terms lang. Ito, pag group frequency distribution, for quantitative data ito, quantitative. Yung kanina qualitative eh. Ano yung mga parts nun? Sige, let's just discuss this as we go further. Yan, temperature. Sige, game. 7 classes. Yung classes, yun pa rin yung kanina. We'll just see more on how it works here. So, this is our table. It's always like this. Okay? Sige. Ngayon, determine muna natin yung mga classes. Find the highest and lowest value. Sige, hanapin natin. 104. Highest. 122. Check natin. Mali ako. Hindi ko nakita. Okay, sorry. Kaya ingat lang kayo. Ganito sa statistics. We look at the data closely. 100, saka 134. Yun ang highest and lowest values. Next, find the range. Ano yung range? Range is the difference between the highest and lowest value of your data set. 34. Next, bakit importante yung range? Kasi yun yung pang-determine natin ng class width or yung length or yung haba ng bawat class. Kasi kumbaga, it's just like we're quantifying these data into ranges of data. Learn the class width. Always between 5 and 20 classes yung rule. Pero don't worry, most of the time sa statistics natin, given naman kung ilan yung papagawa sa inyo. So width is range over number of classes. There. 34 over 7, 4.9. Then, decimal siya, di ba? Nakasulit kasi sa problem, 7 classes, if you've seen. 4.9, magiging 5. Round up tayo. Get the lower class limits. Ano yan? Starting with the lowest value, 100, add 5 each. Kasi yun yung class width natin, di ba? To get the next lower class limits. Lower class limit is the lower bound nung class mo. 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130. Kasi hanggang ano lang tayo, di ba? 7 classes. So, ilan na yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tapos, get the higher class limits. Ang gawin lang natin, minus 1 tayo from this. Bakit minus 1? Tingnan natin, ha. Okay, yan. This is, para dyan siya. Lahat ng mga data natin, ipapasok natin dito. Okay? Tapos, bakit minus 1? Kasi isipin mo kung 100 to 105 iyan, 109 to 100, ayan o, 109, example, parang ganon. Example, 105 yung temperature in Fahrenheit. Saan ko siya papasok? Dito ba or dito? Ano lang yun? That's why you minus 1 from the higher class limits so that we can easily categorize yung mga data natin. Sige, magtatali na ulit ako. Game. Ay, bago tayo magtali pala, get the class boundaries. Ano naman to? Class boundaries is 0.5 minus the lower class limit and 0.5 higher than the class limit. Then kapag, ano na yan, depende sa decimal place. Example, yung mga classes ko, mga may 0.5, 0.6, ganyan. Ang ano niyan, ang class boundaries niyan, minus 0.05, tsaka plus 0.05. Gets nyo? Parang, plus 1 decimal place, tas 0.5, ganon. Yun ang i-add or subtract natin sa mga limits. But kailangan ng class boundary. Ito yung pinaka extreme range of values that this class can take. Example, meron akong data dito na 99.5. Example, meron akong ganon. Dito ko siya ilalagay. Kasi, ayan. Example, meron akong data 99.5. Dito ko siya ilalagay. Kasi abot pa siya sa class boundary. Okay, what else do we notice? Ang class width natin ay 5, di ba? Pansin nyo. Yung difference ng class boundaries is also the class width, which is 5. Yun. Okay? Ayun, di ba? Bukod sa class width kanina na higher limit minus lower limit plus 1, di ba yung class width natin, pwede rin ganito. Upper class boundary minus lower class boundary. Get the class mark. Ano yan? Yun yung nasa gitna ng class. It's either average nitong dalawa or average nitong dalawa. So, doing that, we get all of this. Okay? Kasi 99.5 plus 104.5 over 2 is this. Saan para pansin nyo? Class width, yung difference between the class marks. Ring, di ba? Parating class width, which is 5. So, napaka-importante ng class width. Tali, ito na. 100 to 104. Sige, bilangin natin 100 to 104. 1. 2. Ayan, tama ako. 105 to 109. 1. 2. 3, 4, 5. Mali ako. Okay guys, skip ko na to. Okay, basta bilangin natin yung bawat isa. Ayan. Pag you finish up this tally, ito yung mga kuha mo. Then, syempre, count the frequency. Ayan. Di ba sabi natin kanina, 50? Ayan, tama pa naman tayo kasi 50 na bilang natin. Next, cumulative frequency. Ito na yung, this is a new term. Ano sabihin ng cumulative frequency? Total frequency of all values less than the upper class boundary of a given class interval. Ano sabihin to? TLDR. Number of values less than this. 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 Okay, so how do we fill this up? Start with this. So, assume natin na itong dalawa na to, lahat, diba? Ito, 104.5. Lahat ng data natin, 100 to 104, diba? So, we're sure na, itong dalawa, pasok siya dito. Next. Less than 109.5. It's this plus this, 10. Next, 114.5. This plus this, 28. So, you can infer na, yung susunod is just this one plus this one, right? So, let's do that. 41 plus 7, 48, plus 1, 49, plus 1, 50. Ayan. Okay, next. Ito naman, greater frequency. Total frequency of all values greater than the lower class boundary of a given class interval. Yan. So, start from here. Values greater than this, 2. Values greater than this is lahat nito. Diba? Which is this, 50. Values greater than this. Lahat nito, tinanggal natin to. So, 48. So, ano yung shortcut? Bawasan natin to. 40, 22, 9, minus 7, 2, minus 1, 1. Ayan. So, ano napansin? Ito, sa less than CF, it should end with this. Sa greater than CF, it should start with this. Relative frequencies. Katulad na nung kanina, ito over ito. Then this is what you'll get. Convert lang to decimal. Percentage. Nakuha ba, guys? Honestly? Papadala ko naman ito sa inyo. Nakuha ba?
Size,
Okay, sige. Game. Sige. Ngayon, ito na. Data description. Ito na yung best. Ito yung main topic natin for today. Kaya ako yung tinuro lahat sa inyo kasi gagamitin natin lahat yun. Ngayon. Ito muna. Two basic terms. Characteristic. A parameter is a characteristic or measure obtained from the population. Kumbaga, data from the population. Statistic, measure from the sample. Yun lang. Parameter, population, statistic, sample. Sinasabi naman agad kung parameter or statistic. Example. Ito, tingin nyo. Parameter or statistic tong binigay. What do you think?
Parameter.
Okay, let's read again closely. 30 lang. 30 ng 150 nurses have an average monthly salary of 15,500. Average. Ito yung mineasure. Statistic siya kasi 30 lang. It's a sample. Next. Freshman applicants in a certain school.
Parameter.
Ito yung tama.
Parameter.
Ito yung parameter. Good job. Kasi, lahat ng freshman applicants in a school yung kinonsider. And lastly, statistic siya. Kasi, out of all the adults in the Philippines, 3,000 lang yung kinunan. Statistic siya. Okay? Ito na. I don't think you've encountered this, pero we'll be using this a lot of times. Actually, sa math din, di-discuss din natin to more than now. Okay? For now, basic lang muna. The sigma notation is used to express as a sum of terms. Okay, 1 to 5. Ito, binabasa to, the summation of x sub I from I equals 1 to 5. So, yon. Paano siya ginagamit? Ayan, ito, papalitan natin. 1, 2, 3, hanggang makarating sa 5. For example, if x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 are given, ayan. Yan, sige, try natin yung formula. Applying it, ganyan yung lalabas. Tapos, ito. Substitute lang natin yung lahat ng values natin. We get 25. Okay, pinakita ko lang sa inyo yun kasi we're going to be encountering that most of the time. I don't think we're going to do this manually. Measures of central tendency. Okay, mean, arithmetic average, median, midpoint ng array, mode, value which occurs most often, mid-range, rough estimate of the middle, weighted mean, parang GWAT. Ganun siya. We're going to discuss more. Mean. Okay, ano ibig sabihin to? Sum of all data over n. Sum of all frequency times mid-class, class mark, divided by the number. Yun. Diba? Adding values, dividing by the total number of data values. Para average lang. Yun lang siya. Okay, notation. P ay mu for population data, X bar for sample data. Example. Ito. Okay. Example yan. Find the mean age. Let's just use the formula. Sum of xn over n. Yan, add mo lang lahat, divide by 12. You'll get 56.6. Teka, wait lang. Teka guys, ha. Sige, maya. Okay. Next, group data. Tuturo ko yung manual process, pero mamaya, we're going to use our calculator. So, ito, I'm going to walk you through the process. Yan, example. So, first of all, get yung XM. Naturo ko ito sa inyo kanina. So, this is the average of the two bound ages. Ayan. 9.5, 15.5, 21.5, 27.5, 33.5. Frequency times the class mark is this. Then we get the sums. Sum over number. 23.3. Skip natin to. Median. Okay, median. Pag nag-arrange tayo ng numbers from lowest value to highest value, siya yung nasa gitna. Okay? Let's see. Mamaya, I'm going to explain what this means more. Median age. So, first of all, yan, di ba? Same data set na yung ginagamit ko, guys, ha? Arrange natin from lowest to highest. Tapos, di ba, find the median age. Pag even na, ilan to? 12, di ba? Ang sabi ko kanina, kapag even yung number of, even yung number of participants, kunin natin yung dalawang nasa gitna, which is the 5th and 6th term, di ba? Ay, sorry, 6th and 7th term pala. Di ba? So, get the average of that. 60, yung median. Nakuha ba, guys? Nakukuha ba? As of now? Until now?
So far, pass.
Okay. Sige. Group data, ito na. Ito medyo mahirap. Sige, we go to walk you through the process. To. Same data lang to kanina. Ngayon, kunin natin yung, CF, less than CF. So, using our shortcut, 2 plus 7, 9, plus 13, 22, plus 6, 28, plus 8, 36. Ngayon, estimatein natin kung nasa yung median. Pag even number of people, estimate is N over 2, malamang kasi nasa gitna. Di ba? We're looking for yung nasa gitna. So, 18. Yung nakuha natin, di ba? So, yung median class, hanapin muna natin to. So, important to sa formula. The median class is the class kung nasaan yung median. So, ito. Paano ko nalamang ito yon? 7 to 12, dalawa. So, 13 to 18, 9. So, naka-11 na tao na tayo. Kung magbibilang pa ako ng 7, dito na siya papasok, di ba? So, we're sure na yung median ay nandito. Ito na. Lower bound. Saan na yun ako? Lower bound of the median class. Median class, ito, di ba? 18.5. N over 2, 36, number of people. CF2, cumulative frequency before the median class. Cumulative frequency before the median class. So, 9. Frequency ng median class is 13. I, which is the class width, is 6. Paano ko nakuha yon? 12 minus 7 plus 1 equals 6. Pag sinubstitute natin to sa calculator, we'll get 22.7. Skip natin to. Mode. Madali lang to. Ito yung pinakamadali. Bakit? Bibilangin na natin kung ano yung pinaka-umuulit. Kaya lang, may mga tawag dyan. Pag isa lang yung mode, isa lang yung pinakamarami, unimodal. 2 modes. Example, yung data ko, 2, 2, 3, 3. Diba, pareho lang sila ng number of 2's and 3's, pareho lang. Bimodal ang tawag doon. Example, more than 2 modes. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Yung mga mode ko ay 2, 3, and 4. Diba? Multimodal ang tawag doon. And lastly, zero mode. Pag walang, example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wala namang marami doon, diba? No mode. Okay, group data. Sa group data, modal class lang yung nahanap natin. Modal class ang tawag doon. Modal age. Ayan, so pareho pa rin ng dataset. So bilangan na natin, ano yung pinakamarami? 1, 2. Yun lang ba? Yes, that's the mode. Yun lang, dali lang, di ba? Modal class. O, bilangan na natin, ano yung pinakamarami? Ito. Modal class, 19 to 24. Nakakuha? Nakuha naman? Nakuha so far?
Yes, po.
Okay, sige. Mode is used when the most typical cases. Wala na yan. Mid-range. Skip na natin. Okay. Mid-range. Ano siya? Rough estimate of the average. This isn't used that much. Pero ano na siya? Lowest plus highest over 2. Ito, mid-range. Hanapin natin lowest value, 18 years old. Bata para siya, may cancer na siya. Tapos, highest age, 88. Mid-range is 53. Wala siya for group data. For ungroup data lang siya. Weighted mean, GWA. I'm sure nagawa nyo na to. I'm sure na-compute yun na GWA. Na-try nyo na ba mag-compute ng GWA nyo on your own? Or hindi pa?
Yes, mukha na po.
Ayun. Kung ano yung ginagawa nyo doon, ito lang yun. Weighted mean. Yun lang siya. Yung credits or yung weights times yung values ng grades natin. Yan. Ito yung, this is it by grade hindi ito yung grade ko. Ito yung coursework namin. Ito yung coursework ko sa grade 12 ko. Sa Pisay. Level 2 physics. Ay, hindi pala ako nag-chem. Okay, yon. Basta yan. Kukunin ko GWA ko. Ayan. Ito lang. 2 times 1, 1 plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. Over yung sum nitong lahat. 1.268. Taas, no? Yun. Yun lang siya. I'm sure alam niyo na to. Measures of variation. I'll let you try all of this later. Isang bagsak. Using your calcu. Range, variance, standard deviation, coefficient of variation. Range is just the difference between the highest and lowest value in the dataset. Sa ungrouped data, highest data minus lowest data. Group data, highest upper class bound minus lower class bound. Let's see Range. Same dataset lang to. Highest, lowest. Range, 88 minus 18, 70. Ito. Anong oras na? Okay, kaya. Compute for the mean age of the attendees. Compute the range. Range. Same dataset lang sa kanina. Highest upper class bound minus lowest lower class bound. Class bound 36.5, 6.5. 30. Yon. No, skip. Variance. Okay, maintindihan sa formula. Talagang sabihin yan. Average of the squares of the distance from each value is from the mean. Sum ng squares distance from the mean squared over n. Haba, no? Hindi ko na mabasahin. Don't worry, we won't use this, no? Ang mahalaga dito, as you see in our problem set, is you know how to apply the formula. Pero ito lang bibigay ko sa inyo. If may time tayo, sige, we'll try to do it manually. Pero for our purposes, hindi na. I'm gonna show you how to use it through the Calc 2. Okay? Variance of the sample data. Yan, di ba? We get these values. Mean, sum of all the values, tsaka x squared, yung sum of the squares. Next, take note, variance of the sample data. So, kaya tayo gumamit ng x bar instead of mu. Ito yung formula natin kanina. Substitute lang natin yung mga alam natin values. N times ito minus ito squared over 12 times 11. We'll get this. Group data. Variance in the ages of the attendees. Nakuha na natin to kanina, di ba? Naalala nyo? Nakuha na natin to. Kaya I'm just using one data set. Nakuha na natin to kanina. Ngayon, kailangan natin to kasi nasa formula to. So, calculate lang natin to. Ito, square nito times this one. Squared nito times this one. Ayan. We multiply everything, we'll get these. Let's get the sum. 21,387. Substitute the things we know. Diba? Yun lang. Sum times the number n minus ito squared over n times n minus 1. 51.1. Variance is this. Standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Yun na siya. Square root of the variance. So, kung may nakuha kayong value kanina, square root yun lang yun. Yun na. Diba? Ito yung nakuha natin kanina. Yun yung standard deviation ng ages. Ito rin. 51.1. Ayusin ko na nga to. Tara
Kuya, tanong lang din.
Yes, sure.
Saan ginagamit yung variance at standard deviation sa parang real life application?
Real life applications. Okay, sige.
Example lang.
Sige. Kasi, mahirap to explain sa inyo kasi all of these, as we go on through our statistics lessons, di ba? Naman, what's the point, no? um, di pa kayo nagre-research ever, no? Kasi sa research, guys, itong mga ginagawa natin to, it's a test of how reliable your data are. It's just I mean, pag ginamit natin to sa research setting, example sa research ko, nung grade 10 ako, kumuha ako ng values ng weights ng mga sample ko. Ang goal ko kasi, magkalapit sila na sobra. Standard deviation yung pantingin nun. Standard deviation. Kung sample, yung standard deviation data ko is less than 5, based on my definition, I can say that I'm successful. Kasi it means na consistent yung paggawa ko ng experiment. Okay? Ito, these are used to describe your data and to draw conclusions from them, bale. Okay? Ano pa ba? Itong mga measures of variation na to, di ba ang tawag sa mga ginagawa natin ngayon is measures of variation. Yun nga, sinabi ko kanina, how spread out your data is. These show how spread out your data is. Sa research, kapag mas malapit yan sa isa't isa, okay yon. Ngayon, sa Department of Health, if nakikita nyo yung mga ginagawa nila, they show yung mga measures of central tendency. Median, mean age na nagkakasakit. Bakit? Kasi important yun para para makagawa ko ng conclusion. Example, yung mga may COVID-19, yung mga may average age na 30 to 40 years old. O di ba group frequency yon? Yon, parang ganon. Nakita niyo sinasabi ko, guys?
Yes na po.
Yon. It's just used to describe your data better. Kasi lalo na sa measures of central tendency, yung mga mean, median, mode, they are reliable measures of generalizing your sample data to a larger data. Parang ganon, you see the point. You'll understand more as we study our statistics more, and kayo rin mismo, kapag umabot na kayo sa grade 10, nagre-research na kayo, dadaanan nyo ulit lahat to. Kaya kaya kayo binigyan ng statistics subject actually sa school. Kasi, for future research skills ito. Sige, let's continue. Square root, 7.1. Ayan, look at this. Ayan, statistical inference. Hindi, advanced term yan. Hindi na natin ito madidiscuss eh. Pero, ngayon, basta, you'll see as we go on. Okay? Sige. Coefficient of variation. Ano siya? Coefficient that states how varied data is. Ayan. Standard deviation divided by mean times 100. Ito yung application, example. Ayan. Compare the variations of the two. So we look at their coefficient of variation. Ayan, we get this. Tapos, di ba mas malaking percentage yung commission? It just means na more variable than the sales ang commissions. Okay? Ngayon, bago tayo magpatuloy, and kayo naman yung let's start ulit dito. Okay? Labas niyo yung calc nyo, guys. Labas niyo, I mean, sundan niyo ako as I do this dito sa computer. Okay? Ito na. This is the application. Ito, shortcut to. It's important na you get the concept. Okay? Bago ko ituro sa inyo shortcut. So, ito, I'm going to show you the shortcut na. So, ayun, labas yung calc nyo. I'm going to put the dataset here sa side. Ay, wait lang mali. Isa pa. Teka, entire screen. Yan. Okay? Ito. Nasa inyo yung calc nyo, guys. It's review. Okay, sige. Game, Nakikita nyo yung calc ko? Nakikita nyo? You see it naman?
Yes po.
Okay, sige. Look, Teka. punta kayo sa setup. Ito, pindutin nyo to. Ayan, nakarating na kayo doon. Ayan, you go there. Pindutin nyo lang yun. Tapos, punta tayo sa 6, statistics. You see it? Nakarating na kayo doon? Ano guys? Are you there?
Yes po.
Okay. Sige. Tapos pipindutin ko to. 6. Tapos, select one variable. Paano i-select yun? Pindutin nyo 1. Pindutin nyo 1. Ito, pindutin nyo to. Ayan, 1. There we go. Depende sa... Okay. Baka ano yan eh. Baka meron dyan sa inyo may frequency. Tama ba? Like, meron pa isang column dito or wala?
Wala po sa akin.
Wala sa inyo. Okay, sige. It's fine. Mamaya, kailangan nating ayusin yan. Sige, mamaya. Okay. Okay. Ngayon, type nyo na lahat ng data. As in, type nyo. Type nyo 18. Tapos, pindutin nyo equals after. 18, 35, 59, 64, 88, 49, 75, 28, 61, 59, 77, 66. Natapos, sige, I'll wait for you. Na-type na lahat ng data? Okay na? Okay, sige. Next. Pilitin nyo to option. Ito, option. Tapos, select 3. One variable calc. Ayan. You see these values? Yan lahat ng kinompute natin kanina. Wait, parang mali ah. Teka.
So these countries outside of the region have an interest in maintaining peace and stability.
So kapag pwede po gumamit ng cycle, hindi na kailangan mag-compute? Or usually po ba hindi bawal yung cycle?
Pwede. It's your tool. Pwede. Di ba? Ito yung gusto ko sa stat eh. Most of the time, papayagan ka nila. Ayan. Ito na. Tapos na tayo. Lahat ng kinompute natin kanina nandito. Galing, di ba?
Kuya, paano ulit makapunta doon?
Okay, wait. Isa pa. Teka ha. Reset ko. Teka. Ayan, di ba nandito na tayo? Lahat ng data natin nandito na. Right? Option. Dito yung option. Tapos, one variable calc. 3. Pindutin niyo yung 3. There we go. Okay na? Oh, game ha? Let's look at... Okay na. Let's look at all our values. Mean, 56.6. Diba nakuha natin? Okay, ito ay population standard deviation. Population variance, population standard deviation, sample variance. Ito, para mapunta yung ibang values, pindutin yung mga arrow. Sample standard deviation, minimum value, 18, number of samples. Median, ito median, 60. Di ba na-compute natin yon? Max value, 88. Itong Q1 at Q3 mamaya yan. Nakuha. Nakuha, guys?
Apa.
Okay, yan. Next. Next naman, itong second data set natin. Okay? Nasaan na yun? Sige, hanggang dito. Yan. Ngayon, let's examine our next data set. Ulitin nyo lang. Ito, okay, kailangan natin magbigay ng frequency. Paano yun? Punta kayo sa shift. Pindutin nyo yung shift. Pindutin nyo to setup. Tapos, baba kayo isa. Ito, pindutin nyo yung statistics 3. Frequency on. Tuwin nyo on. There we go. Yan. Tapos, ayan, di ba? Nalagyan nyo ng frequency. Ngayon, punta kayo sa setup ulit. Ito, pindutin nyo ulit to.
Wait lang po, yung number 3 ko po number format.
We can use
Ay,
this
ganon?
as our base.
Teka. Wait. Tingnan natin na. Ay, ano? Baba ka isa. Baba ka isa. Arrow. Nakita na?
Our position.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is in that
Ayan, so statistics, frequency on. Pindutin nyo yung 1. Okay? Yan. Ngayon, next is, ulitin nyo. Pindutin nyo yung setup. Punta kayo sa statistics ulit. 1 variable. Ayan. Di ba? Nakarating dito ulit before I continue.
college. So every
Okay,
channel
next. Ano i-input natin dito? Dahil group frequency distribution to, ang i-input natin dito ay ito, yung mga class mark, middle, class midpoint, or class mark. So ito, input na ako Type nyo lahat ng data, 9.5, 15.5, 21.5, 27.5, 33.5. 2, 7, 13, 6, 8. Okay, bago mag-continue, nakarating dyan. Nakarating na? Okay na? Ay, sige. Okay na.
Apa.
Okay, next. Option. 1 variable calc. There we go. Ayan na. Yun na naman lahat ng kinumpute natin. Disclaimer. Yung median, though, hindi siya accurate. Okay? Yung median, hindi siya accurate. Okay? So, yung median, for this one, hindi nyo siya pwede makuha from the calculator. Okay? Ito, yung formula natin yung gagamitin natin. Susurat ko na lang ulit mamaya pag nagpa-exercise ako sa inyo. Sige, let's see ulit. Ito na lahat ng kinumpute natin. Mean is 23.3. Sample standard deviation is 51. Sample variance is 51. Sample standard deviation is 7.1. Number of people is 36. Diba? Sa group data natin. Ito. Median, hindi. Mali yan. Hindi yan yung median. Okay? Use the formula. Hindi siya accurate. Okay? Max value is 33.5. Nakuha ba, guys? Nakuha?
Kuya, sa ano pa yung binibigay nila sa calc?
Sorry, what?
Ano pa yung binigay nila sa calc? Ba't di po siya accurate? Ano lang?
Kasi, you are assuming na, hindi mo ina-assume na hindi mo ina-assume na nakaganto siya, gets? Hindi siya, kumbaga, you're looking at this as, okay. Sige, sulat ako sa board. Tingin na lang kayo. So, ito yung, kasi, yung ginawa natin, so, ano lang yan. Kasi kapag di ba, ito yung mga data natin. 7 to 12, 13 to, 13 to 18, 19 to 24. Sa median lang naman to, 25 to 30, 31 to 36. kinuha lang natin is, ito, di ba, 9.5, 15.5, 21.5, 27.5, 33.5. Okay. Kasi, yung binigay nyo sa calc, ito yan. As in, lahat ng data nyo, ganito. 9.5, 9.5, 15.5, 15.5, mga pitong ganyan. Gets nyo? Ito mismo yung data nyo. Yun yung lumalabas. Pero in reality, ang mga data nyo, 7. Sabihin natin lang, kasi di natin alam eh. Kasi nga binigay sa atin is group frequency distribution lang. Siguro yung data natin dito is 7, 11, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17. Nakuha nyo guys? Kumbaga, masyado siyang assuming na ito mismo yung value. Pero in fact, we don't know. Actually, yung median dito sa nandito sa gantong klaseng data is just the estimate of the median. Hindi siya yung totoong median. It's just an estimate. It's just a good estimate. Bale. Nakuha. Kaya hindi siya accurate sa calcu, yung median. Kasi we are assuming na ito mismo yung data. When in fact, it's not. Nakuha.
Apa.
Okay. Sige. Ngayon, it's your time. Okay, wait lang ito muna. Use your calculator if applicable, no? I'll give you 5 minutes for this. Ay, sorry. Wait. Sorry. Ayan. I'll give you 5 minutes for this. Ay, sorry. Mali. Ito. Ito muna. Yan. I hope, I'll write the tingin na lang kayo sa whiteboard, I'll write yung mga formulas na wala dyan. Or yung mga mahirap tandaan, no? Sige. 5 minutes. Give your answer sa group chat. Ay, wait lang. Bago ako mag-continue, lahat ba kayo may ganto? May gantong calculator? Or wala? Wait lang guys Lahat ba kayo may gantong calculator or wala?
Same calc ko.
Okay. I'm just making sure Kasi baka nag-discuss ako. Yung iba sa inyo wala pa na nito. Or kaya pinost ko naman sa Google Classroom yun eh. Ito yung program na ginamit ko. I hope na kung wala man kayo nito, I hope you use that Sabihin nyo sa akin pag wala kayong calcu na ganito. Okay, sige, go. Ayan. I'm going to write sa whiteboard yung mga, tingin na lang kayo if you need to. I'm going to write sa whiteboard yung mga wala dyan. Mean, standard deviation. Sige, 10 minutes na. Sige, 5 minutes pala. Wait lang I'm just going to check something important. Over 2. range equals highest minus lowest.
Saan ko mahanap yung mode? Sa calculator or ako mismo magko-compute?
Ikaw mismo magko-compute ng mode. Ano nga ulit yung mode? Yun yung
Parang average.
hindi. Yung mean,
Ay, wait, what?
yung mean,
Akala ko
yung
ba
Ay, hindi
average.
ba yan?
Yung mode, siya yung pinakamaraming data. I mean, like, yung pinaka-umuulit na data. If walang mode, no
Susulat.
mode. Tapos, median is kung ano yung nasa gitna. Ayun. Okay, go lang. I'll give you 2 minutes more. Hindi pa teka.
Wait, ano po ulit difference ng median at mid-range?
Okay. Median nasa calcu yan. That's the first clue. Next, median is, di ba, arrange natin from lowest to highest yung mga values. Yun yung nasa gitna. Yun yung nasa gitna. Mid-range is just the average of the lowest value plus the highest value over 2. Kamusta guys?
Kuya, ulit yung yung sa taas nung over mean. Ano yung sa taas nun sa coefficient of variation
Ito.
equation?
Ito, standard deviation. Standard deviation.
Okay, okay.
Okay, by the way, before ako mag anong tong binigay ko? Sample or population data? Tingin nyo.
Sample?
Yes,
Sample.
sample. So yun, take note of that sa mga ibibigay nyong value. Okay, yun. Dapat marunong nyong i-distinguish yun. Sige, good job, good job. Tama yun. Sige, go, go, go. Ay, okay. Ano pala? 65.5. Yan. 5. C, no mode. Tama. Letter T. Mid-range. 61 plus 58 plus 58 plus 72 over 2. 65. Okay, tama. Letter E, range. 58 tsaka 72, 14. Letter F, variance. Ano na nasulat dito? Oh, okay. Ito na. Ano ulit yung pinagkaiba nitong for all na to, ha? Ano yung pinagkaiba nung, ito sigma yung basa dyan. Sigma, tsaka S. Ito, for population data. Di ba ang sabi natin kanina, ang data natin is for the sample only. So, ang mga titignan mo sa CalQ is yung may S. Okay? For the variance and standard deviation. So, ayun, pakiayos na lang ulit, Julian. You got everything correct naman, except yung, yun nga, yung variance and standard deviation mo kasi we're looking at, for sample only. 24.285, 0.928. Okay, tama ito, Mike. Good job. Sige, I'll give 3 more minutes for those who are not yet done. Sige, tama ito, Erin. This is good. Okay, I'll habol mo. Mid-range is the lowest value plus highest value over 2. So, ano yung mid-range? Dali lang yan. Sige, 2 minutes. Discuss natin. Yes, okay, yan. Okay, that's good. How about Johan? Kamusta? Yan. Okay. Good job. Nakuha nyo lahat. Sige, let's discuss a bit ng konti. Take note yung CVAR, ano yan, percent yan percent yan. So, don't forget to add percent. No? Sige, let me discuss na onte. Teka, present your whole screen. Okay, game. $63, $71, $69, $61, $58, $66, $72, $64. Median, mode, bilangin natin, wala. Mid-range, 58 plus 72 divided by 2, 65. Range, 72 minus 58, 14. Variance, sample, na-conclude dati kanina, so 24.285. Ito, for population, itong sigma. Sigma yung basa dyan. Next, for standard deviation, SX, 4.928. Coefficient of variation, mean divided by the mean divided by the standard deviation divided by the mean times 100. Tama yung sagot niya. Okay, next. Last for these bulk of topics, ito naman. Ano ulit yung una kong gagawin? Para mapasok ko to sa calculator. Hanapin ko yung XM.
Manu.
Yung
Ay, charot.
Hindi, tama yun. Yung basta hanapin natin yung class mark. Okay, yun muna. Game, sige, go. Kaya niya yan. Sa kanya siya ipasok sa calcu. Yung median, ito yung formula niya. Tsaka take note, ang range para dito ay sige, sulat ko na lang. Median is this. Teka, di ko rin maalala. Okay, over. Sulat ko lahat yung mga ibig sabihin nito. I'm going to give 10 minutes lang dito kasi we have a last part to discuss. Okay, sige, I'm going to ask you, ano yung median class natin? Given that information. Ay, wait lang, sorry. Wala yung data. Okay, ano yung median class natin given the following data?
36 to 40?
Check natin Ilan ba to? 27, 65, 27, 65, plus 35. Yes, tama. 36 to 40. Tama. Ayun, sige, go. Kayang-kaya niya pa. Sige, go. Plus, CF before median plus width. Ano yung class width natin?
Or
Up? Ano ulit sabi ko tungkol sa class width kanina?
5 seconds.
It's range over number of classes. Tapos i-round up.
Hindi. I mean, hindi na natin kailangan gawin yon. Bakit? Ay, wait. O sige, go. I mean, sige, go. Go. Go, go, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth range. Range is... Sige, ano yung range nyo? Ano yung range nyo? Okay. Ito, shortcut guys, para di kami hirapan. Sa class width. 'Di ba? Yan, 30 minus 26 equals 4. Plus 1. Kasi, 'di ba? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Limang data 'yon, 'di ba? Hindi apat. So, yun yung class width niya, 5. Okay, sige, go. I'm just writing dito sa board if you need some formulas. Check natin.
Wait, population po ba to or sample? Kasi yung
Oh, look at the...
PowerPoint sir.
Ay, malabo yung PowerPoint. Teka. Okay, ano yung sabi? This is from a sample of purchasers. So, it's a sample. Teka guys, parang ingay. Wait lang ha. Sample siya. Sige na guys, it's okay. May time's up na tayo. Meron pa kasi akong tuturo sa inyo. Sige, I'm just going to show you muna. Ito, ganito siya. Sige. Let's start with the, di ba sabi ko sa inyo kanina, get nyo muna yung mga class mark. Pero madali lang yon. Okay? Ito yung gagawin ko agad At least alam nyo iba alam nyo kung saan yung median class. That's good for the median. Pero sige, mamaya na yan. Sige, ito. Wait lang Okay. Game. Ayan. Sige. Set up. Teka. Okay. Kunin ko lahat to class mark. Ano yung mga class mark dito? 26 plus 30 divided by 2. 28, 33, 38, 43, 48. Diba? Tapos palitan natin yung frequency. 12, 15, 38, 24, 11. Option, calculus. Ay, mali. Wait lang Option, theta, option, calc. Yun. Okay. Mean is 38.35. Samples, variance is 32.95. Sample standard deviation is 5.74. Median, hindi yan totoo. Okay. Yan na. We have almost everything. Range. Okay. Range. Lower, highest upper class boundary, 50.5. Minus lowest class boundary, 35.5. 25. Yun ang range natin for this one. Yes, tama. Next, modal class. Ano yung pinakamarami? 36 to 40. Okay, last one, median. According sa board, if you see it, so, eto. Lower bound, median, lower bound of the median class, diba, ilan tong sample natin lahat? 100. Divided by 250. Dito, naka-12 na tayo. Dito, naka-27 na tayo. So, yung natitirang 23, sure tayo nandito yan. So, yun ang median class natin. Yun ang median class natin. Tama kayo. So, lower bound of the median class is 35.5 plus n over 2, 100 over 2, minus cumulative frequency before that. So, 12 plus 15 lang. That is 27 over frequency of the median class, 38, times the class width. Times, ano ulit yung class width natin? 40.5 minus 35.5. 5. Or kaya, 40 minus 36 plus 1. 5. Ito ang median estimate natin. 38.5. Medyo malapit yung sa calcio kanina. Pero yon, ito yung sakto. Okay? Sige. I hope nakuha nyo yan. It's okay. At least nakuha nyo to. Ito una. It's okay. We'll have more time for that soon. Sa problem set natin. Sige. Next. Measures of position. Last two for today. So, when presenting or analyzing data, helpful to group subjects into several groups, no? Ito yung mga naririnig nyo sa mga guidance counselor nyo. 5th percentile, 25th percentile. It's a way of ranking, no? Then, ang median is 50th percentile, yung second quartile, or 5th decile, no? So, ano yung formula for that? Percentile rank corresponds to a given data value x which can be computed by this formula. Number of values below x plus 0.5 over total number of values times 100. Ito, example. Para di ako mahirapan, i-arrange ko sila from least to greatest. Muna. Teka. Yan. Arrange natin from least to greatest. So, we'll get this. Percentage rank of a score of 12. Number of values below x plus 0.5 over total number of values times 100. So, 12 ay 6. Ay, sa 12 pala tayo. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Teka, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 0.5 over 10 times 100. 66, 65th percentile. See guys, mabilis lang oh. Percentile rank of the score 6. Ito yung formula. Ay, sorry. I'll go. Game.
Kuya, sorry, pakita ulit yung formula.
Okay, sige. Formula natin is number of values below x plus 0.5 over total number of values times 100. 6. Sige, go. Ay. Below. Number of values below x. No? Hindi ko pala nakita yung sagot ni Julian kanina. This is correct. Good job pala kanina. For the kanina. Okay. Hindi, yung ano natin, 6 yung score natin ay 6. Siguro ginawa mo yung 12. Tama, 35th percentile. Let's discuss. 3, kasi rank of a score 6. Ito, number of values below x3 plus 0.5 over total number of values 10 times 100, 35th percentile. Finding a data value. Okay. Ito lang yan. Don't be intimidated by these formulas, pero ito. Okay, game. Ito, ang tawag dito, counter. Counter. Hanapin na tayo ng counter, tapos tsaka natin bibilangin kung nasaan yung data na yon. If C is not a whole number, round off. If C is a whole number, use the value halfway between the C and C plus 1 values when coming up from the lowest value. Okay, here's what I mean. So ito, conveniently, naka-arrange na from least to greatest yung mga values natin. Find the fifth decile. Sabi natin dito kanina, ang counter kapag decile, ito pang percentile to, ito pang decile, ito pang quartile. Okay, game. Fifth decile. Counter for the fifth decile, K, which is the, ito, equals 5 times 40 over 10, 20. So, hanapin natin yung 20th, no? Yung fifth decile is the 20th, kasi 5, 10, 15, 20 plus 21st divided by 2, yun nasa gitna nila, 125. 35th percentile. Pili tayo ng formula. Ito dapat. 35 times 40 over 100. 35th percentile times 40 people over 100 equals 40. So, dahil whole number yung C, get the middle. So, 113 plus 116 divided by 2 is 229 over 2, 114.5. Ito, exercise. Kasi we're going to need these values for the next part of our lesson. Find the first and third quartiles. Nagets ba yung formula, guys? Alright, nagets yung prosesong sinabi ko kanina?
And,
Okay, sige, try natin. Last part of our lesson for today. Ito, dahil quartile na to, yung counter natin is K times N over 4. K, yung pang ilang quartile siya, N, kung ilan yung tao. Okay guys, wait lang. Teka lang. Window. Yan. Okay, you're almost there. Tama yung mga nakuha mo value. Kaya lang, ano ulit yung tanong natin? Kung ano mismo yung value na yun. Sige, go. 1, 0... Wait, let's see okay. Ito. Diba, yung kapag whole number, yung nakuha mong C, get the average of C and C plus 1. Of C term and C plus 1 term. Nandyan ka na. Sige, go. Ayusin mo na konti. Kasi di ba nakuha mo, Julian, 10 tsaka 30. Okay, tama yun. Yan ang whole number siya. So, meron pa tayong kailangan gawin. Go. You're almost there. Yan! Good job! O, yung iba. Dali, sige, 10 minutes left na lang tayo. Sige, ayun. Ayan, at least may nakuha sa inyo. Sige, go. We have to finish na. Ayan, first quartile, C equals 10. So, bilangin natin, 10th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kaya lang dahil rule number 2, kailangan natin kunin yung average. 106 plus 107 over 2, 106.5. And following then, for the other one, that's it. IQR is defined as the difference between Q1 and Q3 is the range of the middle 50% ng data. So yan, ginagamit siya pang hanap ng outlier. So ito lang importante. Check the data set for any data value smaller than that or larger than that. Okay? Outlier kapag sobrang taas or sobrang baba ng value. Ngayon, same data set, hanapin natin yung mga outlier if meron. Ako na dito, sige. First quartile, first quartile muna, nahanap natin kanina. Third quartile, nahanap natin kanina. IQR is this, 144 minus 106.5. Q3 minus Q1 kasi. 37.5. Then, all data should be within this. No? So, substituting mga values, dapat, within this range lang yung lahat ng values natin. And if you look at it, okay naman lahat. So, therefore, no outliers tayo. So, lastly, don't worry, we'll focus on this sa next session natin. Skewness, no? Refers to the symmetry ng distribution. So, positively skewed siya kapag paganto siya. Skewed to the right, pag ganun siya. Ibig sabihin, mean is greater than median is greater than mode. Mean, median, mode. The bulk of the distribution is on the left. See? Kaya siya ganito, kaya siya naka-steep dyan. Kasi, sabihin, halos lahat ng data mo na dyan. Okay? Baliktad naman kapag wait lang shorter right tail. Yan pala, if we compare the tails also, kapag mas mahaba yung left, negatively skewed siya. Skewed to the left. Pag mas mahaba yung right, skewed to the right. Okay? Sa negatively skewed distribution naman, mean less than median less than mode. Mean, median, mode. Bulk of the distribution on the right. Kaya kapag nakita natin dito, mas maraming data dyan, kaya siya mas steep. Last one, box plot. Skip all of this. Box plot lang ang important dyan. Box plot is a plot having the 5-number summary. Minimum data, Q1, median, Q3, max data. Tapos if may outliers, isama natin. Okay, ano yung mga important dito? Ito, yan yung IQR. Ito, the difference nito versus minus nito. Yung line na yan, yan yung median. So, ano yung mga implications ng box plot? If the median is near the center of the box, or line na yon, sa center ng box, ibig sabihin, approximately symmetric yung distribution. If the median falls to the left, or kaya mas mahaba yung right kaysa sa left, skewed siya. May imagine mo rin yan, kasi kapag tinransform mo yan into yung curve natin kanina, halos ganyan din lalabas. Parang parang top view lang yan nung curve mo kanina. If you notice, no? If the median falls to the right of the center of the box or the left line is longer, ibig sabihin negatively skewed. So, okay, we'll focus on this sa next lesson natin. So, same data set. Let's construct a box plot. 5-number summary. Nakuha na natin kanina yan. Ito na. Shortcut ko na. What can we say about this data? It is skewed to the right, no? Or in essence, positively skewed siya. Tama ba? Let's check. Yes, tama ako. Tapos kung papansin natin, ito yung gitna, approximately, ito nasa kaliwa siya. Yan. Okay? Anong use ng box plot? Better data presentation. It's a type of data presentation actually, for quantitative. Kung pansin nyo, walang outliers, so walang, walang kung ano-ano dyan. Ito, two box plots, pwede natin makita, ma-compare tong dalawa na to. Ito, based on the length of their IQR, alam nating mas spread out yung data dito kaysa dito. What else? Ito ay negatively skewed, the same as this. Lastly, yung mean nito mas maliit kaysa dito. Kasi halata naman kasi yung median niya mas maliit kaysa dito. Okay. Yun lang. Sorry if medyo naparush tayo sa dulo. Pero ayan, this is our first lesson sa statistics. It's okay. So next meeting natin, we're going to practice more of this. Pero I have a homework for you. Teka, pakita ko lang sa inyo, ha? Wait lang. Para sigurado hindi nyo malimutan yung data presentation natin. Kasi sa statistics, dito tayo may harapan. It's okay. I won't let you answer everything naman, pero I want you to answer at least. Teka, I'll look at the exercise muna. Introduction to statistics. Ito, measures of data. Sige. Okay. Ito. I want you to... Teka, ito. Look at this, Kaya, tingnan nyo to screen ko. A window. Ay, sorry. Ito. Okay. Upload ko ito mamaya sa Google Classroom. Ito sa problem solving. I want you to, di ba, ilang items to? 4. I want you to answer number 4 tsaka number... Okay. Ito. So, type ko na answer. Answer number 4. And one of number 1 to 3. And one from number 1 to 3. Ayan. Yun na yung homework natin. Okay? Sige. Madali lang yan. It's okay. Ayun. Sige. Kaya ba susunod natin statistics lesson? Math. Friday na ba? Wait lang. Ay, hindi. Math, physics. Sa Monday. Ayun, before Monday. Bago tayo discuss. Okay, sige. Yun lang, guys. Sige. Deadline, July 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ayan, sige. Yun lang. Bye-bye. Okay na tayo, guys. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.